The Honolulu City Council just passed a resolution adopting Mayor Blangiardi's Climate Ready Oahu plan. Joining us now to talk story about the details is the city's executive director of the Office of Climate Change, Sustainability, and Resiliency. Aloha, Matthew. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Aloha. Good morning, Sam.
So you worked on this since 2020, so it's been a lot of long hours for your office in the works, a very comprehensive plan. What do you think that this plan can do for the city?
Sure. This really is a game plan for the city to recognize the impacts that we're experiencing today and take those proactive steps to prepare ourselves for the increasing risks that climate change poses.
Now, we've seen some of those risks in action with what happened in August with the wildfires, and we've seen some of the results economically with the hundreds of millions of dollars that the state is now covered with costs. What impacts from climate change are threatening Oahu the most?
So this is a community-driven, science-based strategy, and it really highlights 5 main hazards of concern, including sea level rise and coastal erosion, increasing temperatures and heat waves, prolonged drought, which then can drive wildfire risk, but also too much rainfall when we have flash flooding, and something like a hurricane that poses multiple hazards like storm surge, high winds, and heavy rain.
Yeah, these extreme events, and they can build on top of each other. When you look at the projected impacts, they are devastating. How do we build resilience with some of the threats that climate change provides?
Right, so again, back to the community-driven vision, it really outlines 3 main parts: empowered and prepared people, safeguarded and stewarded IRNA, and safe and reliable infrastructure. When those natural environments are robust, they provide us greater resources. When community is aware and also aware of what they can do at the household level, we're more prepared. And then ensuring that when we are investing in communities and in our own infrastructure, it can endure.
Speaking of investing in communities and infrastructure, I've spoken with Ed Sniffen with the Department of Transportation before about the potential impacts that climate change could have on our roadways. He said alone by the year 2100, you're looking at maybe 20% of our roadways, as far as our state highways, could be inundated. Now, of course, these are projections. When you look at these type of investments that would have to be made, the political will that we would have to get there, do you have confidence that we will get there?
I do, and I also see it coming from community, right? You know, over the years, the office, supported by council, a previous administration, this administration, has laid out a resilience strategy, a climate action plan to turn off the source of climate change. And now with this Climate Ready Oahu strategy, we're open. We're open about the risks, and we know that we need to continue to build coalitions to act on these things, recognizing that, yes, it will take time, it will take money, but typically the benefits come after the costs, and we want to make sure that we continue to invest so that this place can continue to love us.
Now, when you're looking through this plan, it can be scary at times, realizing some of the impacts that do happen. But I think something that does assure people is being able to control some of the agency, being able to determine, okay, I can make steps to help with this. What can folks do at home?
We heard it, you know, you mentioned the long period of time that it took. It was obviously started during a different crisis, you know, the COVID pandemic crisis. We wanted to make sure that we were deliberate in engaging community. We wanted to find opportunities to do it in person, to hear directly from them what they are already doing and what additional information they might need to keep it cool in their house, address flooding in their neighborhood. So all throughout the strategy, within each of the pages of the actions, there's a section called Actions You Can Take. And that's where we really wanted to highlight and continue to empower people with information.
Okay, so where can folks get, we're going to have this posted on our website in a little bit, but where can folks get their hands on this?
Easy as the title, climatereadyoahu.org, and you can also find more information there, read all about it, learn about the strategies and actions and what you can take.
All right, Matt Gonzer, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Mahalo.
Have a great day.